Have you ever noticed a suspiciously big amount of insects or reptiles around you, and you probably never even thought that you're the cause of this problem? Or do you recall saying that insects and reptiles are bothering you or bursting into your home? If so, you're wrong. We are the ones bursting into the habitat of insects and reptiles. In an era where urbanization and rapid development are transforming our planet, it is crucial to emphasize the significance of studying the ecological environment before settling in it. So, somewhere around a month ago, my classmate and I took part in this educational scientific conference held in Tbilisi State University. Thinking about different topics that could be brought up in this project, we came up with a title, Lisi Lake Settlement and Reptile Problems. Sounds serious, right? So we thought about this problem occurring right in front of us. And as you may know, Lisi Lake is one of the most popular recreational areas in Tbilisi. And if you've been there, which I'm sure you have, you must have noticed that it's located on 100 meters couple hundred meters above sea level. So that explains that the ecological environment there is totally different. And different reptiles like snakes, for example, although harmless, may be found there. And you may also know that the surrounding territory of Lisi Lake is being cultivated by an accelerating pace. And researchers even say that most of this territory is not even suitable for settlement. And people living there constantly obey the reptiles living by destroying them, by killing them. And the poor reptiles that are left with no other choices often come to the city. Now, you wouldn't like a snake barging into your house, would you? So, you may think how I came up with this problem. So there's this story I have to tell you. So there's this family friend of mine, let's call him John. So John lives on the territory of Lake Lisi, and he once saw a snake in his backyard. And he was telling us a story about how he saw the snake in his backyard, and as normal people who are afraid of snakes, our first reaction was fear, discomfort, and even disgust. But then John said this really interesting thing. He said that the only choice he had was to kill that snake. And while others continued to listen to his story, I objected and I argued with John. And I hope that you wouldn't solve this problem like him. So, how should we solve this problem? As I said before, humans must consider the consequences of disturbing an ecosystem. Firstly, studying the ecological environment allows us to comprehend its unique characteristics, such as natural resources, climate patterns, and biodiversity. And by understanding these factors, we can make informed decisions about land use planning, infrastructure development, and resource management. So ignoring those aspects may lead to disastrous consequences, such as destruction of habitats or depletion of essential resources. Rapid urbanization often leads to environmental degradation. The construction of buildings and roads often results in the loss of natural habitats. And increased pollution levels due to industrial activities, such as constructing roads and buildings, often cause disastrous consequences. So secondly, studying the ecological environment allows us to assess its risks and act accordingly. Climate change-induced events like floods, hurricanes, and droughts are becoming more severe and frequent these days, which is a huge, huge problem. So throughout history, there have been numerous examples of the consequences that arise from not studying the ecological environment before settling in it. One such example may be seen in the colonization of Australia by European settlers. So when European settlers came to Australia, they introduced non-native species, such as rabbits, for example. Now, you may think, oh, what's wrong with rabbits? They're adorable. But in fact, rabbits overgazed on vegetation, causing soil erosion in some areas, which caused huge problems. And the next example may be seen in also the colonization of North America by European settlers. And they also introduced here not native species like cattle and pigs, which caused also a lot of problems. So, in conclusion, Studying the ecological environment before settling in it is not just important, it is imperative for future survival on this planet. Assessing risks proactively and comprehending its unique characteristics, and also developing a sense of stewardship towards nature can make us have a sustainable living for us and for future generations. So, if you ever see an insect or reptile somewhere you think it doesn't belong, look at the other side. Maybe you're the one who doesn't belong there. Thank you.